actors are so insecure, you know? I kept saying, ooh, I look so shiny, and that, ooh. Oh. Then you start wondering if your friends are just gonna say, yeah, you were a killer.
I used to call myself the head of the acting department. I was given the name the Godfather, or the Bob Father, I've heard that said too. But now, what I am is a lazy event coordinator.
There was a goat roast?
There was! Where did you hear this? I'm told the goat's name was known. The goat had a pretty nice life before it was ended prematurely for our needs. The whole world should be heading towards being vegetarian, but until then, don't give me any guff. If I got offed, I would rather be served while I still tasted good.
From my experience, I've had really good scripts that didn't turn out well. The director just didn't capture the story the right way, or it didn't, I guess there's a number of reasons. You can't put it all on the director, but what I do know is if you have a good director, your chances of making a good film increase.
I want to ask about your mustache. This mustache and this haircut, I feel like, gives us a lot of backstory about who you are.
It's either a cop or... See, I was going to say something along the lines of porn, and I always think it's so... but it's so strange. That's the typical response. How is it like cop, porn actor?
Yeah.
Like those...
Silent House, what's great about it is that the story is more of a psychological thriller. It ended up being really interesting to figure out like what real fear is, and I'm not really gonna talk about what my biggest fears are, but it was really frightening.
The ones that really stuck behind, I think anytime you learn a language, is like the curse words.
Right.
Bliet.
Bliet?
Bliet, I think.
Bliet.
Yeah, like shit.
Bliet!
Bliet! And they combine them all together like Tourette's. They go, Bliet, nahoy, bliet! And they're just like screaming. Nahoy?
Nahoy means...
The direct translation, I think, is on the penis.
Oh, wow. Where did I put that TV remote? It's on the penis!
Being an Australian in Hollywood still an advantage? I mean, we've had the whole Mel Gibson disaster.
I don't know what the novelty is with us at the moment, but we get a good reception. I think it's the fact that we can have a lot of work here, build up some experience, but come there as a fresh face.
Of the following Disney characters, who do you relate to most?
The girl from Frozen. Is she on the list?
She's not, unfortunately. Next time.
End of interview.
Pressure's on. I would move out of the way if I were you. I'm a city girl, and it's beautiful out there. I could see having a vacation home there, but I wouldn't be so eager to make that sudden change of pace.
I was using the bathroom in the plane, as one does.
Yes.
And I guess I didn't lock the door, and my entire vagina was splayed out. And the guy opens the door, he looks down, he's like, oh, like that. And I was like, who's the door closed. I was like, oh my God.
It's a beautiful film, yeah.
Yes.
Do I smell like skunk?
No, did you hold it?
I tried to I think it thought I was trying to mate with it.
But you might want to get one of
them at my house, too.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Do they stink up your yard,
Yes,
too?
they do. They're stinky. Yeah. I have a dog, and she, did get sprayed.
She does.
And that recipe doesn't work.
No.
I mean, the smell lasts for years.
I will get a standalone Hulk movie, and we will work around Universal. So take that, Universal! Now what are you gonna do? No! We haven't done it, yeah. Yeah! Mark Ruffalo!
I was surprised during our sex scene how small your penis was, which makes sense in how you create a tone in Deadpool that's as edgy as it is. There's a great contrast in any anti-hero, you know. It wasn't like, should we do this for the audience? Is this the right thing to do, you know, in a career trajectory and all that? No, it was absolutely selfish, and then I needed to do something that was fun.
I play Molly Tracy, who is Jonah's character's love interest. It feels weird to say that about him. I don't know what he would say about me. I'm his girl.
It takes like a couple people to put it all on. And then I just was like really concerned about going to the bathroom. I'm also like a woman, so I have a menstruation. And I was like, what do I do? How do superheroes do this?
Grew up to be really, really cute.
Okay, thank you very much.
Had really nice eyes.
Bless you for saying that. Yeah. Why is your cape red? Why is it not green?
Are you hitting on me?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. I love it.
The characters you play, you want them to be three-dimensional, you want them to feel real, they make mistakes, but that's the thing we share. That's the thing, that's why we go to the theatre, because we need to connect with each other.
Benedict Cumberbatch. The kind of thing the police ask you to say when they think you're drunk.
Yeah.
Have you heard that these fans are obsessed with you? Have you heard what they're called?
The Cumberbitches. Set feminism back quite a few years, let alone... No, they're very loyal, very nice girls.
But have you seen the stuff that these Cumberbitches have put on Twitter? Throw your boobs in the air if you want some Cumber loving.
The nation has been told.
Yeah.
Today I'm going to be giving you an acting masterclass on how to fake appreciation for a really shit present. Oh, it's a really loud shirt! Oh, to remind me of when there is sunshine in my life, unlike today. That's terrific because it will scare the neighbours and keep everyone away. It's wonderful. Put it on now, not a chance.
I first read the script and it was like, I didn't get to the end. I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever, da-da-da. I figured it out. But then they did a little thing at the end, I'm like, and then I find out it's a true story. I'm like, you know what? I don't doubt it. People are nuts.
There's a stack of chairs like 20 feet high and it's supposed to fall over and I was supposed to write it down like a surfboard and then keep running. Anyway, the stack of chairs was supposed to go and it didn't go and I went. And fell and I broke both, well, I didn't know I broke my arms, I just fell on the ground. So I went back to work, one of my arms broken, I couldn't take this cast off. But I could take this little thing off and throw the donuts like this.
When The Impossible came around, I was actually playing Billy Elliot in the West End. And Bayona, the director, saw a clip of me on YouTube and came over to London where we met 3 or 4 times, I think. And it sort of just progressed from there, really. Then I think 6 or 7 weeks from leaving Billy, I was in Spain filming The Wave, so.
I was just given a script that was like blacked out. So I'd be doing a scene with someone and when it would come to say the character's name of the person I was working with, it would just be blank. I wouldn't know who I was working with. And until occasionally I would get the pleasure of working with an actor and they would be there.
Can I ask you if you put something in your hair or have you been electrocuted? Yeah.
It's called fudge.
Is that what it's really? Oh, wow. Oh, man, look, it's like Teflon.
Yeah, it's just stuff that I have to wear in the play, and I've kind of gotten addicted to it.
Marvel saw the post about how Ant-Man could defeat Thanos by crawling into his ass and instantly growing in size. That's why they didn't put him in the movie. If there's one thing we learned from Infinity War is that Thanos could take a lot of punishment. I don't even think that made it into any of the drafts. I like it that we spent the whole time talking about Thanos' ass.
I've never really been to Disney World because I'm from Queens, so back then there was no money.
You don't need to go to Disney World if you're from Queens.
Fire hydrant in your block and that's it, that's your
Right.
summer. But I actually went to the ride and I really didn't think anything of it. I'm in my 20s. Had I been 8 years old, I think I probably would have had a heart attack or something.
Favorite part of my costume is the tops that they put me. They're very full. I like that.
Is there a least favorite part?
My pants.
Okay.
Because they ride up too much.
I feel like I've, you know, on a scale of 1 to 10, I kind of hit 10 when I stopped having to serve people food.
Did he make you nervous?
I'm nervous right now. Yeah, you should feel my heartbeat. Go ahead.
I feel nothing.
What do you mean? Oh my God. The succulent Chris Pine. So Chris Pine is my soulmate, eh? Chris Pine is the most polished of the Chris's. Oh God, he's not gonna like me. With Chris Pine as a soulmate, you can expect weekend trips to the museum. Well, I'll take everything but the museum. I'll get him off museums. We'll just go once or twice and I'll just embarrass him.
I was tall. I was always very tall and I was muscular, but I was very thin. You know, when I was young, I sprouted up. So I started lifting weights to fill out and I just took to it. I mean, I just started growing and growing and got bigger and bigger. And it was just, you know, something that came very natural to me. So it puts things in perspective when you have, you know, the Guardians and all these Avengers teaming up to go against one super villain. I mean, and also, you know, as a performer for Josh to, you know, to step in and fill that role, it's also quite an undertaking as well.
Hey, Mr. Penn. My name is Bradley Cooper. I'm a second-year actor. What was it like to revisit a character, Eddie? Did you have new discoveries? Did you find that it was a different approach because you had already done this character before? There was this guy there who was like the best athlete in high school. He was the and we were at this. He was very good. And good at it. Yeah, good at it. And he was like looking at me like I'd never seen him look before. And he was like, "How'd that happen, Brad?"
I love funny things, and I love to be very cool and easy, you know, depends. Just enjoying the moment and watch beautiful things and clothes and etc.
When I had the audition, I had no idea how big the character would be. She develops a friendship with Drax. I think they get along because they don't really have the same sense of humor than everyone else, so they just get along. There's yeah.
It's a little strange seeing you on the other side of the camera.
How do you feel about this scene?
Well, we're about to do that time-old tradition of arriving in the TARDIS, poking our heads out and taking in our surroundings. Yeah. Things are not what they seem. I play a character called Nebula, who is definitely bald. So I wrapped about 3-4 days ago, so I'm thinking maybe a bit of hair by Christmas.
What was it like having it all cut off, though?
I had a delayed reaction, so I found the whole thing hilarious at the time. I was like, ha ha, I'm bald. And then I woke up in the morning and I was like, oh God, oh God.
Can I say, you look gorgeous?
Yeah,
you look
you
like
did.
a little,
Really?
a little
Thanks. Whoa, you knocked it out of the park, my friend.
Pun intended.
You did such an amazing job.
What he said is that, you know, I was the most courageous. I actually didn't know that. I thought I was the most handsome, but
dude, that goes without saying.
I'm joking.
No, it goes without saying. No.
Tell me about Expatriate. What is that?
We can't really talk about that. You know, it's a thriller. It's a plane hijacking that is centers around a plane hijacking.
I'll ask you this: are you the hijacker?
Can't answer that.
Who does Liam Neeson play?
You want me to give the story away?
We went camping. I was trying to recapture my childhood
It didn't work out that way. I had sort of 40 bug bites on one arm by the end of the evening. I'm a city boy. I feel out of place in a park. You have bears in this country. It's all really odd.
I come in very early in the morning, as you can imagine, with somebody with so much makeup. So I'm coming in at dawn, and you just see this city of lights, and then as you get closer, you realize these are just trailers. It's like a town. I mean, it's just enormous. I've never worked on a production like it.
Petey's story is very relevant today because I think very few people are willing to stand up and point out the government is not necessarily behaving in a way that's for most of the people.
An event happened on the plane where the flight attendant, who was a little messed up on I don't know what, was cooking the pilot's food, and some of the grease got on a coil and smoke started to come through the plane. Yeah, I was focused on the game. It was crazy. It was almost the last game the last boggle any of us played.
Obviously, if you didn't see part 3, spoiler alert, I died. And that's why I'm doing other movies now.
Miss Bala is fantastic.
Gina Rodriguez. Oh, you say Rodriguez. Oh, Gina Rodriguez.
Rodriguez. Hey, that's your good role of your art.
Thank you, I'm Dominican. Hola, ¿cómo está?
We mentioned that you grew up in Romania.
Yeah.
What was that like?
You know, you couldn't find bananas anywhere. It was communism.
No bananas?
Yeah.
And you needed bananas?
I needed bananas.
So can you speak German and Romanian and all these things?
Nine. No, I know, I can't. I can speak Romanian like fluently.
You know, he was like, all right, mate, well, you know, we're gonna have this mat and then you're gonna fall. And I was, fall where? The thing, but it's the air. And he never like completed his sentences. So it was always like, it's the thing from up there, but you know, and he was like, Anthony will know, one of the brothers, the director. So I went up to Anthony and I said, Anthony, what's happening? He goes, talk to Joe. I said, hey, Joe, what's going on? And he was like, no, well, you're just gonna, you know. And I was like, am I dying?